committee makes a recommendation on a new name for Madison's James Madison Memorial High School. We'll have that recommendation just ahead.
Plus, a look at the Kyle Rittenhouse case and a judge's decision on courtroom terminology. A defense attorney offers her thoughts on what it will mean during trial.
And it could be the battle for how the West is won in the Big Ten. Our Badger Blueprint previews this weekend's tussle with Iowa. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. A special committee created by the Madison School Board recommended a name change for the city's James Madison Memorial High School. The
committee has been discussing 4 potential names after several months of debate now, but all but one member of the committee recommended changing the name to Vel Phillips Memorial High School. Phillips, the first African-American woman to graduate from the UW Law School and the highest-ranking woman to win state office, Secretary of State. Now, the committee does not have the final say here. This is a recommendation to the full school board.
And another developing story, Madison police say one person was shot this evening at the Amaco gas station on Williamson Street. We don't have an update on the victim's condition, but we are told it was a targeted shooting, and police say the public is not in any danger. Police say no one is in custody. The trial for Kyle Rittenhouse, who is accused of shooting 3 people, 2 who died during Kenosha protests last summer, is nearly underway.
And it's already proving contentious, especially after a judge's decision to not allow the people shot to be called victims, but keeping the door open for terms such as rioters and looters. Madeline O'Neill spoke with a local defense attorney who breaks down what it all means.
Jessica Nicholson is a defense attorney here in Madison who actually represented the defendant, Kyle Rittenhouse, for a few days last year. But she spoke to us just from the perspective of an attorney who's seen these arguments play out in court before.
It's going to be really interesting to see.
See what happens in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, accused of shooting 3 people and killing 2 of them during protests following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. The terms arsonist, looter, and rioter won't be off the table to describe those shot during the trial, but the word victim is.
I understand why there's this emotional reaction from everyone about that, particularly because here the decedents are in fact dead.
It's a man that for 2 years.
Madison-based defense attorney Jessica Nicholson says this battle over semantics isn't new to the courtroom.
It's been around as long as I've practiced law, and I've been practicing over 15 years.
Overseeing the Rittenhouse trial, Judge Bruce Schrader has a long-standing rule of not allowing prosecutors to refer to individuals as victims during a trial, calling it a loaded word. Nicholson says she's been in court with judges with similar policies.
I would really urge people to hold off on forming negative opinions about the judge for doing what I think is a pretty normal job.
Because of that policy not using the word victim, prosecutors argue the judge is setting a double standard, potentially allowing the use of the words arsonist, looter, and rioter, calling them possibly more loaded. Judge Schrader says he'll see what the evidence shows, possibly demonstrating that kind of behavior will play a role in the trial, when Rittenhouse's attorneys will likely argue self-defense or defense of others and property. Though Nicholson says words do matter, she thinks other parts of this trial will matter more.
I expect it's going to be a high-spirited debate.
Now, protesters have called for Judge Schrader to resign for his handling of this case, including when he wouldn't raise Rittenhouse's bail. Rittenhouse of Illinois was 17 at the time of the protests and the shootings in Kenosha after social media calls to take up arms in response to those protests. Jury selection in this trial is set for Monday.
Maddie, thank you. When this trial gets underway, stay with News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for all the latest developments out of Kenosha County.
And let's get a look at our certified most accurate forecast now. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton.
It was nice to enjoy a sunny sky today, but our cloud coverage increasing now, and that's in front of our next rain opportunity that will really build in for tomorrow. Here's a nice time lapse of the afternoon. Again, sunny skies at times in the afternoon, but more cloud coverage developing in the evening. And right now we do have a mostly cloudy sky. That's how things are going to stay probably for the next day or two. The cloud coverage really holding on as the showers do build in. We are dry in Wisconsin right now. Even our western counties not seeing any light rain for us, but the steady showers off to the west in Minnesota and Iowa, and that will steadily build in for your Thursday. Temperature-wise, we are in the mid-40s, and That's where likely we're going to stay overnight throughout southern Wisconsin. Not expecting those temperatures to move around too much because of the cloudy sky overhead. For tomorrow, the rain showers will develop. High temperatures will be in the middle 50s with our breeze coming in the mid to low single digits for us through the day. Breezy conditions expected for Friday with a few more rain showers lingering into Friday morning, but drier conditions for the weekend. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day though in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. New tonight, the UW system says it will comply with the president's executive order requiring federal contractors be vaccinated against COVID-19. Tonight at UW Whitewater, system president Tommy Thompson says they're still trying to figure out whether that'll be the case system-wide. He is against mandates, but says they will still comply to keep those federal contracts.
But when the federal government issues an order that's going to adversely impact a couple $100 to $300 million worth of contracts, we have to do what the federal government says in order to maintain those contracts. I could not give up $300 million, even though I'm very opposed to mandated vaccines.
Thompson touting the new 70-for-70 vaccine incentive. He says right now 12 of the 13 participating state campuses have vaccination rates above 70%.
Funeral arrangements are set for 3-year-old Major Harris. According to Foster Funeral Services here in Madison, a visitation will take place from 1 to 2 p.m. on Saturday with the funeral to follow. Harris became the subject of an Amber Alert after his mother, Mallory Musenberger, was found dead on October 14th in Milwaukee. Madison East High School Principal Sean Levy is being reassigned to a different role in the school district. That change is effective today. The move comes after a handful of student protests recently over the school's handling of an alleged sexual assault. A district spokesperson says Levy has accepted a position as Director of Secondary Multi-Tiered Support and Scheduling. Madison East High School Assistant Principal Mickey Smith will serve as interim principal for the rest of the school year. She has been the assistant principal at the school for the past 11 years.
State Assembly sending a package of anti-abortion bills to the governor 2 years after he vetoed many similar proposals. Republicans say the measures are a priority. Democrats call it a ploy to energize the Republican base ahead of the 2022 midterms. Republicans don't have enough votes in the legislature to override a gubernatorial veto. New details tonight about the deadly shooting on the set of the Alec Baldwin movie Rust. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Office says investigators found 500 rounds of ammunition, including blanks, dummy rounds, and live rounds, while searching the set. Authorities say the gun Baldwin fired was one of 3 set aside by armorer Hannah Gutierrez and then picked up by Assistant Director David Halls. It was Halls who allegedly shouted "cold gun," meaning it had no live rounds inside, before handing it to Alec Baldwin.
We're going to try and determine exactly how that happened and if they should have known that there was a live round in that firearm.
Prosecutors say all options are on the table, but it's too early to discuss criminal charges. Sheriff's Department says Baldwin and the 2 people who handled the gun before giving it to him have all been cooperating.
The American Airlines plane that made an emergency landing at the Dane County Regional Airport over the weekend has left Madison. According to an airport spokesperson, the plane left the airport sometime within the last 24 hours, but he was not able to confirm an exact time of departure. The plane was flying from New York to LA when there was smoke in the cockpit, forcing it to land. There were no injuries. And check this out. A small plane had to make an emergency landing today on a major highway north of Toronto. It is unclear at the moment how many people were on board, but no injuries were reported. Police say the plane took off from a nearby airport shortly before making the landing. It's believed the plane experienced mechanical issues.
And breaking news right now, a pilot is dead after a plane crash tonight in northeastern Wisconsin. A small single-engine aircraft with just 1 person on board went down this evening in Oconto County, about 45 miles north of the Green Bay metro area. According to a release, the lights on that aircraft were off, the pilot unresponsive. They say 2 jets escorting the plane witnessed it go down. The FAA, along with several local and state agencies, are now investigating. The Wisconsin DNR no longer issuing wolf hunting licenses for the fall 2021 season. That move comes after a judge issued an injunction stopping the hunt last week. The DNR will instead work to complete a wolf management plan. Anyone who suspects that wolves are preying on their pets or livestock should contact USDA Wildlife Services.
The Wisconsin DNR is teaming up with other conservation groups to remove invasive species from the Mississippi River. Their goal is to remove silver carp. Crews used underwater speakers and nets to herd fish into areas where they could survey native fish and remove carp. The invasive carp can have a negative impact on other species as they make their way up the river.
As they move in pools and establish, you see a change in the fish species and in the populations of fish. And so we're trying to use this method to reduce the number of invasive carp in this area before they can actually establish in a location.
The DNR used this same process earlier this year and removed 34 carp from one area on the river. And a traffic note for next week, the DOT says the I-3990 southbound ramp to the Beltline will be closed to all traffic for more than a full day. So beginning at 2 a.m. on Tuesday, November 2nd until 5 a.m. the next day. The 27-hour closure will allow crews to expedite the current phase of construction while also keeping workers safe. Alternate routes will be posted. Reconstruction work at the interchange is scheduled for completion in mid-November.
Another week, another Big Ten match in the Big Ten for the Badger volleyball team. Sports director Zach Hanley joins us with how Wisconsin got another win over a top 15 team and moved up in the conference standings. A big one, Zach.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. This one means a little more in the big picture. Nebraska is the only team ahead of Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings. The Huskers are 10-0 in conference. Badgers 9-1, so the winner of this game has the fast track to a Big Ten championship. Badgers already up a set in the second. That's when Devin Robinson welcomes the Huskers to her block party. UW would win the second. Then in the third set, Sydney Hilly's going to set up Anna Smrek, and she lays the hammer down. Badgers make it 6 straight over the Huskers. They win in straight sets. And coming up in a couple of minutes, it's this week's Badger Blueprint. Jim Polzine and I get you ready for Saturday's showdown with everything you need to know about Wisconsin's game against 9th-ranked Iowa.
Looking forward to that, Zach. Thank you. Still to come tonight. Rain on the way. Dana has her full forecast.
Plus, what small SUV tops this year's safety list? We'll check out the crash test results next.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial Plus. No monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,500 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
October is Fire Safety Month, and Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Grab a general use fire extinguisher. It lasts up to 12 years, and it adds an extra measure to protect you and your family at home. Save 11% on all Kidde Home Safety products right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Bro, one more time. Where the drip, let 'em cut from a different talk to my coming to the left.
Jif peanut butter.
That flow crazy.
It's that jiffing good. Ludacris changed his flow for it.
What is all this?
We call them options.
Options? Don't make me laugh.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
Years after reporting her father abused her.
He confessed to sexual contact with me.
Yet he continued to walk free. Madeline O'Neill talks to a local woman who spent decades seeking justice.
And I'm not going away.
News 3 Now investigates Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for overall excellence in television.
An auto insurance nonprofit says smaller SUVs struggled in new crash tests with the 2021 Mazda CX-5 coming out on top. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety announced the CX-5 was the only one of 20 vehicles to receive a good rating. 9 others earned acceptable, while the Honda HR-V and Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross received the worst rating, poor. This year's crash test focused on tougher side crash tests. The group says side impacts accounted for 23% of deaths in 2019. Costco raising its hourly wage now to $17. Second time this year the retailer has hiked pay. Back in February, the company pushed wages to $16 an hour. Costco has about 180,000 employees in the U.S. 90% are hourly. This latest bump is about $2 above Amazon, Target, and other top retailers.
New data tonight from the Federal Trade Commission. It says cigarette sales went up last year for the first time in 20 years. It was only a 0.4% increase, but that is still surprising for a number that's been going down each year of the 21st century. About 14% of adults in the U.S. smoke. They bought 203.7 billion cigarettes in 2020. And new tonight, Chicago is retaining its crown as the rattiest city in the country. According to the pest control company Orkin, Chicago has now owned that title for a 7th consecutive year. Experts say there have been more than 53,000 rat-related complaints in the city this year alone, and there are still 2 months left to go.
Hard to believe, but today marks 100 days from the start of the Winter Olympics. Host city Beijing promising a simple and safe 2022 games. Beijing will be the first city to stage both the summer and winter games. The games will run February 4th through the 20th. All participants subject to daily COVID tests. No international spectators. Unlike the Tokyo Summer Games, local spectators, however, will be allowed.
And incredible video tonight from South Texas. Thousands are without power and a number of homes damaged as multiple tornadoes were reported in the Orange County area. That is near the Texas-Louisiana state line. This one captured on video. It is part of a strong system moving through the south. And Dana Fulton is here with a closer look at that system.
Yeah, still seeing a lot of very strong weather moving through now the southeast. So in Texas, several confirmed tornadoes on the ground yesterday. Now this line moving into the southeast, the deep south for us as we look ahead to the overnight hours and for tomorrow. But this is the same line extending all the way up the Mississippi River Valley and bringing showers to us. Minnesota and Iowa right now seeing that rain coming through, but that'll be the same rain that impacts us tomorrow. We currently have tornado watches in effect for parts of Alabama, just expiring in Mississippi, but you can see how quickly that line has moved over the last 3 hours. A lot of lightning, a lot of hail reports and wind reports coming out of the southeast. Further to the north, it is cooler outside, a little more stable, so we're just looking at rain showers for Minnesota and Iowa. In fact, not seeing any lightning popping up, so not expecting thunderstorms along with this. And for tomorrow, that rain will continue to move east and bring us our soggy Thursday setup and a chance for some rain also early in the day on Friday. Rain showers will develop for Thursday. Temperature-wise, we stay pretty cool and seasonable through the next few days and through the weekend, and that means it'll stay cool and seasonable outside for Saturday and for Sunday for Halloween weekend, and dry weather expected behind this rain chance. So we'll get a bit of sunshine for Saturday and Sunday. Overnight, mostly cloudy skies. That means our temperatures will hold pretty steady in the middle 40s for our overnight lows. Not expecting those to move around too much. For tomorrow morning, the shower chances start to rotate in, and that's going to be the scene continuing for us through the afternoon and evening. So certainly one of those days where you just want to have the umbrella on hand. You might need it, you might not need it at times. Some steadier showers for the southern edge of the state, right along the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. That's where we'll see the heavier rain. Lesser amounts expected north of Dane County. This is early Friday morning. We're still mostly cloudy. We still have a few wraparound showers moving through early in the day, but things will taper off and slowly clear out in the late evening and overnight. Rainfall totals will be highest, closest to the state line with Illinois. Overall rainfall totals trending close to 1/2 inch for most of southern Wisconsin. Some areas could pick up just a little bit more if those showers do start to pick up just a bit. North of Dane County, again, not expecting quite as much for our accumulation total. Still a measurable amount, but certainly not a washout. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the middle 50s. That's right where we should be for this time of year, with mostly cloudy skies and rain developing, sticking with us through most of the day and overnight. A chance for showers on Friday with high temperatures in the middle 50s. Sunny skies expected for Saturday and Sunday. Halloween Sunday will be cool outside and dry. Temperatures in the mid to low 50s for afternoon highs both days. Once the sun does set, though, we'll quickly fall through the 40s. It'll be cool outside in the evening. And for next week, the first full week of November, quite likely that will trend a little cooler in the 40s for highs and overnight lows consistently dropping below freezing.
Dana, thank you. Coming up, a battle for the Heartland Trophy. Saturday, why the Badgers say they're sick of not seeing that brass bowl in their trophy case. The Badger Blueprint is next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for just $29.99 a line. All on a nationwide 5G network that provides the best overall experience and reliability. Call 844-677-2999.
Unlimited for $29.99. This offer's going to take off.
We changed the rules when we introduced mobile with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. And now we're doing it again, making it easier to get unlimited for less with our best deal ever. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99.
That's amazing.
It's the best deal in mobile.
Join the millions who've switched and get the best deal in mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included for just $29.99 and save up to 60%. Call 844-677-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Play in big games. You want to play in games that matter, and the bigger the game, the later the season, the better situation you're in.
It's Wisconsin's biggest game of the season, and it's not just because it's the next one on their schedule. He's Jim Polzine from the Wisconsin State Journal. I'm Zach Hanley, and this is the Badger Blueprint. Don't really have to say anything else except it's Iowa week. It's a rivalry game. There's a trophy up for grabs, and every time these two line up across each other, something big is on the line, and this year's no different. Wisconsin needs to beat Iowa to be able to win the West, while Iowa needs to beat Wisconsin to do the same.
These are the type of games when you come to Wisconsin that you want to be playing in. You know, you want to go against Iowa. You know, you want to
go beat Iowa. You know, it's an important game for this program. It's lesser about the bowl and more about, you know, just the rivalry between the two teams. And it's two programs that are very similar. And, you know, there's always a lot of chippiness in the game, and it's always a lot of fun.
It's fun if you win, and the Badgers have won 7 of the last 9 against the Hawkeyes. We said this game would be big at the beginning of the season, and we were right. This is basically an elimination game for the West.
Yeah, it's really become a 3-team race in the West: Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. Any of those teams could still win it the rest of the way. It's really a must-win for Wisconsin. I mean, they cannot afford another loss. Iowa could lose this game and still be on track to win the West Division, but Wisconsin can't afford a loss at this point. They need to win. They need to beat Iowa. They probably need to win out.
Wisconsin likes to run the ball and stop the run. So does Iowa. They're different schemes on defense and different run block styles on offense, but these two teams are like mirror images of each other. Both programs are built on playing tough, physical football, and the Badgers know it's going to be a battle down in the trenches.
This is a game that is going to be won up front by whoever wins it up front, right? That's at the end of the day what it's going to be, and I look forward to it. We all embrace the challenge, and whoever dominates the trenches will dominate this game.
Not November, but this is November football. It's fun. That's what you expect when you play Iowa. That's what hopefully they expect when they play us. It's a very physical battle.
These are the type of games that you wish you had a bye week after it, because it's collision after collision every play, Jim.
Yeah, two teams that just like to play a similar way. They recruit a lot of the same guys. They both want to be physical in the trenches. They both want to get their running game established. Both teams are going to be hurting next week because it's going to be, you know, just from the start of the game to finish, it's going to be physical play.
Normally it's a skill position player or a quarterback who the Badger D has to look out for, but for the Hawks, it's their center, Tyler Linderbaum. He's one of the best linemen in the country.
Yeah, that matchup between Linderbaum and Keanu Benton, the nose tackle for the Badgers, is an intriguing one, and that's frankly where my eyes are going to be on Saturday. Benton has quietly had a really good season. You know, you look at his stats, they're not going to blow you away. Jack Sanborn and Leo Chanel are getting most of the stats, but a lot of that is because of the work Benton is doing up in front of them, kind of taking on blockers and wreaking havoc that way.
The Hawkeye defense is one of the best in the country at taking the ball away. In 7 games, they have 16 interceptions. 2 of those they've scored on. You could say ball security is going to be big for Graham Mertz, Braylon Allen, and everybody else on the Badger offense.
It really is every week. Last week they got away with some turnovers against Wisconsin because they forced them on their end against Purdue. But Wisconsin, to win the rest of the way, and we keep saying this, they have to take better care of the ball. They just have to be cleaner. Penalties, turnovers, they have to eliminate those if they expect to keep winning.
We haven't had in our locker room for a year, and that empty case in there gets to you a little bit, so we want to get it back.
It is the Bull, and it's been missing in Madison since last season. While the Badgers say they're still upset after last year's loss in Iowa City. That's next on the Badger Blueprint.
Introducing the Doctor's Choice Hybrid with the cooling full-body comfort of gel memory foam and individually wrapped coils featuring Boss technology. Choose from the luxury firm, Plush, and Eurotop. The Doctor's Choice Hybrid, exclusively at Denver Mattress.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at US Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right, visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
It shouldn't take a storm of biblical proportions to find out who you can count on. It shouldn't take a 4-foot diameter oak tree in your kitchen to find out who you can trust. It shouldn't take the worst to bring out our best. But sometimes it does. And that's the silver lining.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. Ford Explorer, America's best-selling SUV, with available seating for up to 7 passengers, and available terrain management system. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Explorer. Drive one today. Now lease an Explorer XLT for just $389 a month, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Unlike other cold medicines, Coracetin provides powerful cold relief without raising your blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments with Coracetin, now in sugar-free liquid.
Introducing the Doctor's Choice Hybrid with the cooling full-body comfort of gel memory foam and individually wrapped coils featuring Boss technology. Choose from the luxury firm, Plush, and Eurotop. The Doctor's Choice Hybrid, exclusively at Denver Mattress.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
When it comes to trophy games, Wisconsin has owned their rivals. In the last 6 seasons, Wisconsin is 5-0 against Nebraska, 5-1 against Minnesota, and 4-2 against Iowa. One of those losses to the Hawks was last year, and that snapped a 4-year stay for the Bull in Madison. The Badgers have been reminded of that loss every time they step foot in their locker room.
There is a big empty case in there, and that pisses a lot of people off. Losing isn't always is fun, and that's kind of a reminder of that. And, I feel like that's more so a lesson to all the guys in that locker room, that we got to win it back.
It's tough walking past an empty trophy case, especially since every year I've been here, we had it until this past year, which was really difficult. Just seeing that empty, and this, like I said, this is a special game.
A special game, a big game, and like every game the rest of the season, a must-win. Do the Badgers, Jim, beat the Hawks and get the Bull back?
I've been pretty awful predicting how this team's going to do, so take this with a grain of salt. I think Wisconsin wins this game. I like the fact they're playing at home. 14-13, I'm saying they might need some help from the defense, either scoring or setting the offense up with some good field position.
I agree, too. This game's probably going to come down to field position and special teams. Iowa has one of the best punters in the country who sells T-shirts that say punting is winning. But the Hawks won't. Badgers somehow find a way to get this one done. And that's it for this week's Badger Blueprint. For Jim Polzine, I'm Zach Hanley. Thanks for watching.
I agree with them, ladies. The Bulls coming back.
Yes.
To Madison.
I believe it. What you said. Sports ball.
That is analysis. Thanks for joining us.
Do something good.